Overthinking is the worst thing that can happen to you. It's the worst thing that you need to get out of your life. It is up there with procrastination, with not being disciplined. Overthinking is one of the worst things that can happen. It stops you from your goals. It stops you, it slows you down. If you're not taking action, you're moving backward. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. And that's what overthinking is. Overthinking is the fear of the unknown, fear of the future. Overthinking what is going to happen, what will happen if I do this, what won't happen if I do this. Overthinking is the worst thing that can happen to you. And I'm going to give you a few scenarios where it can ruin a great opportunity, and a few scenarios where it can ruin your whole life. Overthinking is the worst thing that can happen to you. Now, first scenario, you see a girl over there, you like her, but in your mind you overthink, oh, I don't look good today. Oh, what if she doesn't like me? What if she doesn't like what if I'm not her type? What if I'm not this? What if I'm not that? You're already putting the bad thoughts in your mind, in her mind. You're going there with negativity in your head. By the time you approach, by the time you even go there, you have already failed. By the time you start talking, you already have a preconceived mindset that you're not going to win, you're not going to get the number, you're not going to get the Instagram, she's not going to want to talk to you. So you go there with low energy, you go there with low vibration, lower frequency, and this puts her up here and this puts you down here. Another example, you have a test, you study all day, all night, you study all week, but in the back of your mind, you're overthinking, what if this happens? What if I haven't studied enough? What if I do this? What if I do that? Well, meanwhile, the other person who has studied the same amount as you is calm, relaxed, not even thinking about the test, just ready to take the test. You get to the test, and let's say you see a question that you didn't study for, a question that you have never seen before in your life, and you start to overthink, what if this is how the whole test is? What if this is how the whole test is, and this because of this I am going to fail? And just like that, you spend 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes on the question, and those 2 and 3 minutes you could have used on another question in the test. Another example, you have a job application or you have a job opportunity, you see someone over there, you want to ask them for a job, but you're scared. You're like, why would they hire me? I don't bring anything to the table, I don't do anything. Overthinking is the worst thing that can happen to you. It's putting yourself behind others. It's putting other people on the pedestal. It's putting other people above you who don't deserve it. This is why you need to stop overthinking. Overthinking doesn't help anyone. It only benefits people who don't overthink, because you're by without choice, you're putting yourself behind them. The person who approaches, the person who just takes action, the person who speed everything, whatever comes to. That's why dumb people, the C students, tend to be the successful ones, because they're not scared of, oh, what if I look like a class clown? What if I look like this? What if I look like that? But the A students, they overthink everything. Oh, what if this happens? What if my parents don't approve? What if my school judges me? What if this person judges me? What if this school judges me? Every single thing, they overthink it, and this is why they're not the leaders of the world. You almost have to be stupid for you to be smart, which doesn't make sense. You have to just take action. Just take action. Action is the only way. Overthinking ruins everything. And by that point, you need to eliminate overthinking. Now, how do you eliminate overthinking? Well, I've kind of said it, but I'll say it again. Overthinking is only stopped by taking action. You have an idea, you know what you want to do with your life. Why do you need other people's approval of it? Why do you need check boxes of, oh, this needs to happen and this needs to happen and this needs to happen for me to do it? No, you know what you want to do, you know why you want to do it, so execute on it, because no one else. The one thing you can always get more money, but you can never get more time. Time is the one thing you can never buy back. Time is the one thing that no one can give back to you. If you miss something on this day, if you don't do something on this day, you're never gonna get that day back. I don't care how rich you are, I don't care if you're Elon Musk, Bill Gates, anyone who has money, you can never get time back. We all have the same amount of time in a day, but it's people who take action, it's people who focus, the people who are disciplined, the people who execute. Those are the people who are successful. And to become successful, at some point, overthinking has to get out the window. Now, I didn't say thinking, I'm talking about overthinking. It's not a bad thing to think about what your strategy is, what your plan may be in executing the plan, but overthinking, overdoing it to the point where it affects you, to a point where it takes your time. Again, time is the one thing you can never get back. So thinking isn't bad, overthinking is. And I've told y'all to stop it, get it out your life, because it's the worst thing that can happen to you, happen to anyone. Get overthinking out your life.